We're live. We're live again. We are maybe live, actually, I should say. I gotta pull up chat just to make sure. Because, I don't have another monitor. Actually, I was never asked. I was gonna say I've been asked, but I was never asked why I don't know if I'm live, but it's just because I gotta pull up chat to see. Alright. It's up. I see you now. No people. That's fine. If you're watching the VOD, that's really cool. Firstly, there's a whole lot to cover here. Before anyone joins, preferably. Because, okay, well, firstly, here's my base. It's really nice. But I was originally going to make a video on, like, it was going to be edited. It was going to be such a nice video on the realm for the first day, and I was planning on doing a whole series on the realm, but I just got so I might have streamed the first day actually, but I got so just I guess uninterested in streaming, I want to say, around that time, so I just kind of stopped. By the way, if you're planning on asking to join, yeah, no. This is primarily just in our server, and I might throw out a link eventually, but it's for the closer knit part of the server. So if you're a new member, you're probably not getting in. I mean, I don't know. I don't actually run this realm. I don't really know what the story is. Well, I do because the realm's been around for a while, but I don't entirely know exactly where the story's gonna go. So I named this stream the Crown Arc. This is like the finale of the Crown Arc. We've had a lot of like raids and stuff happen. This is just like the finale, and frankly I don't think the raid's happening for another like 8 hours, but I'm fine with like staying on for 8 hours. I don't care. Just doing whatever until the raid actually finally starts. Until then, there are a few things that I want to talk about. Okay, so first things first, you'll notice that I have way more hearts than I'm supposed to. I have the health boost effect. Now, I have no idea if you can even get that in vanilla, or if you need to use command blocks, but obviously I have it through command blocks. This realm is based on one guy has creative and op, and he's running the whole story and stuff. And everyone else, is in survival and is playing it like it's normal, except there's a storyline, so it's more of an RPG sort of thing. But it's more of a tabletop RPG, and he's more of like the game master, and we're all players, if that makes sense. This is a lot less of just a vanilla Minecraft experience. Even though this is vanilla, there are no mods. It's just command blocks and stuff. It is cool what he's been able to do without mods. Even though I know that there are people who can, do some insane things with just command blocks. Number 1, this is Bedrock Edition. Number 2, this is a really small realm. I wouldn't exactly expect much, but you'll notice, okay? So I mentioned that I have health boost, but I didn't say why. And I've been going in and out of this wizard tower a while. You might think that it's related to this, and it is. See these artifacts? Artifact 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10. They're artifacts that we're able to get over time by by just getting them. Really run down way of saying it, but yeah. We go through different quests and stuff, and there are different hidden. The base quest, like the Crown, I don't think the finale of the Crown Arc is going to have an artifact. I don't know what it would be, because I know where the last artifact is located. We all do, I think. Because if you head down to the bottom of the wizard's tower, there's this dude, and there's this thing. So if I talk to him, he says, in order to be successful, you must craft to open the Ascendant realm. And that's where the last artifact is located. And unlike normal, where the artifacts are just one by one, every single person can get the final artifact. And it makes sense because it's an OP artifact. If I I gotta do this, and then you can see OBS. That's scary. If I go over to events, no, if I go over to storyline, suggestions, map, no, I guess it is in use. Okay, yeah, here it is. So these are all the powers that are available, 1 to 10 apparently, even though, oh, never mind, yeah, there are 10. But the 11th one, every single person is going to get it once we get to the Ascendant Realm and we actually unlock it, which is kind of exciting. But also a lot of people's a lot of the work that we've put into getting these artifacts are kind of just lost, which is kind of sad. But at the same time, I kind of leached a lot. I solved the final riddle, right, to get the 10th artifact, which is the one that I have, by the way, health boost, the health boost artifact, which has an interesting side effect that because the command blocks are here and they're triggered on repeat, I just infinitely get set back to 10 health. So unless I get O-code, I just get instant regen. Only while I or someone else is near here though, so it's not totally broken. But still, it's kind of OP. You might have noticed me taking fall damage and not losing any health at all. So yeah, if someone's near here, if I'm near here, I can only die through an OCO. But I only have 20 HP at the same time. God, I'm gonna switch between saying 10 and 20 a lot, by the way. It's just because I tend to like saying 10 just because, you know, 10 hearts. 28 in total. At least for me, right? Oh, okay, someone's on right now, actually. I could get them to join the VC, but I kind of want to keep talking about what's been happening on the realm. I'm not sure if I streamed, but I may have, and if I did, if I didn't, I still want to kind of explain what's happening. So, firstly, we've got this. It's the whole hub. I'm stuck. Okay, this is like the whole hub. It's like a shared town. We can get gear from these guys. It's nothing too OP, but they are still very OP. It makes it a lot less vanilla, and it makes things a lot easier to get. We don't get given free armor. We don't get given free diamonds or anything like that. I think that was actually an exploit that someone else found a while ago, but that's not a thing anymore. And I didn't exploit it at all, so I had to get my... Well, I got pretty much all of my diamonds, except for a few, on the first day. I can tend to grind a lot on day one, and then, like, not at all after that. But, yeah, I got most of my diamonds on day one. But I think that after day one, yeah, actually, for like a few days, like 3 or 4 days after day one, not only did I not grind very much, I didn't log on at all. So I wasn't able to exploit the diamond glitch. But eventually I got back on, and I think a few days after that I got netherite. Maybe like 2 days after that, because, yeah, we had the whole nether paved out. Actually, it could have been later. I don't know. A lot of stuff happens while I'm offline, and it tends to move pretty quickly. So I'm not sure how often I'm on, but I feel like it was a few days after that I got netherite, and then probably the same day or the day after I got my artifact, which is probably the most OP one right now, which is really interesting because one of these artifacts that are unlocked. So, okay, firstly, someone has infinite conduit, even outside of water. Someone just has permanent strength, too, which is really OP, you know, for PvE, which is literally, like, it's seriously, don't underestimate strength too. In PvE, and there are dungeons, by the way. Actually, I should run a dungeon before anyone joins. I mean, not that it's against the rules to run a dungeon. I'm just saying that when someone joins, I'm probably gonna be doing something else because the event, I have no idea when that's happening. I'm just letting you guys look through that because why not? But yeah, I'm gonna run through a dungeon. I need to explain what that is. You might hear dungeon and skyblock. Wait, no, what? You might hear dungeon and RPG and you might think, oh hey, this is like skyblock. But no, not at all. 5, 6, 7. I don't know why I'm doing this. I kind of just feel like it. But yeah, it's not like skyblock because firstly, it's a lot more close knit. Secondly, there isn't really much that you can do until everyone else is also online, and ready to do something. And right now, there are literally only 2 of us online. Like we usually have like 8 people when an event is happening. That being said, I've only ever showed up to like 2 events, and that's maybe 3 events, and that's including day 1 and the event where I got my artifact, which didn't include PvE. So I have not been online very much. I mean, there aren't any pings when an event is happening. They kind of just expect you to log on. And I have other things to do. Okay, so here's one event. Or, not event. Here's one of the dungeons here. This is like the easiest dungeon, and it gives you 50 emeralds when you run it. You might be thinking, oh, why would you need emeralds? That kind of seems useless. What's really the primary good thing about emeralds is that you can unlock things. You can get like terminals, which gives you blocks wherever you want to put your terminal, pretty much. I don't care about these. I'm just gonna store it not in there because they're carrots. Okay. What's the thing with terminals is that you have to put it somewhere specifically, so you can't access it unless you're like literally right beside it. But terminals are still really useful, especially when you're building. You'll notice I had a bunch of stacks of concrete, and I had that huge base. Pretty much all of those items were from terminals. I don't want to grind like 4 or 5 shulker boxes full of concrete powder and then having to like water it all in water. That kind of just sounds really. There are ways to AFK it, obviously. There are ways to make it a lot easier to do that, but firstly, I don't know what works in Bedrock Edition, and secondly, it's a lot easier if I can just get something to give me the blocks. Especially, it's not like I'm cheating, because that's like intended. I still grind it. I just grinded 25,000 emeralds instead of 25,000 sand and gravel, and frankly, grinding emeralds is a lot more interesting than grinding blocks, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it wouldn't be if it was all villagers, and it wouldn't be interesting. Okay, it wouldn't be interesting if it was all just mining and trading with villagers, but you can just run dungeons. I'm gonna show you guys a dungeon right now. I think another one opened up. Yeah, another one opened up, but it's all the way down here, and I don't really want to go all the way down there, so for the time being, I'm just going to show this one. This one is pretty cool, if not you like really tank oriented, if that makes sense. You need to be able to really tank this, to tank the enemies, because there are a lot of enemies and the enemies are pretty strong. So yeah, I'm gonna give myself regen. If someone goes near the wizard tower, even though I get invincibility for however long they stay there, I still get set back to 10 HP, and I don't have infinite regeneration, so it kinda sucks when I'm trying to run a dungeon and someone does that. At the same time, if I'm almost dead, it's really good because I just get free regen, but if I'm on almost full and someone just does that while I'm getting attacked, it kinda sucks. Even though it does give me temporary invincibility, it still sucks. Okay, so the thing with this is that you don't need to kill any of these guys. You can just run. You can just run through it. But it's basically become courtesy to kill all of them after we had a huge lag spike from someone grinding this dungeon. And they weren't killing anything. And the thing is, they don't despawn. Unless everyone leaves the nether or something. I don't actually know what the despawn rule is. But until they actually despawn, they're not gonna despawn. So you just see like hundreds of Ravagers at the top layer here. Now you go over here, and there's just like, you know, one or two. That's because they all got killed at some point. Yeah, sure, I'll take your 4 emeralds. Problem with these dungeons is that your inventory gets clogged, and when you finally go to grab your emeralds, if your inventory's full, you just don't claim it. I need that. You just don't get to claim your emeralds because they just drop. And there's no warning that your inventory's full or anything. You just... Yeah, that. Kinda sucks, but at least you get emeralds for this. I don't really want to put them in a shulker box right now, because I want to show off. I know that I said that I didn't really want to go down to this area, which is, by the way, called Titan's Grave. All of the areas. I pulled up the map for like a second, but I don't really think that you went ahead to pause just to read all of the locations. The location, this whole ice area is called Titan's Grave. Okay, well, I just lost my water. The reason that it's called that, you're gonna see, but not only are there a lot of mobs, they respawn. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say they don't despawn, but that's not true. They just respawn when you get near there. So they respawn when you kill them. So it's really, really dangerous to just stay there. That was how I grinded emeralds at the start. Before dungeons opened, that was like the primary method to getting emeralds. But eventually, you know, these things opened up, and you could just get stacks of emeralds way faster. Like, I was grinding for 100 emeralds originally just to get like a blacksmith, and now people are grinding out like thousands of emeralds to get free blocks, which makes sense given how fast you get emeralds now, but still. So the 2 dungeons I did, the first one gave me 50 emeralds, the second one gave me 200 emeralds, but this one it takes a while because it's a lot more claustrophobic, should I say. It's a lot more claustrophobic, but it's also... I don't think that's right terminology at all, but whatever, I'll go with it. But not only is it very closed in, it's also like super deadly. Sure. You're gonna see what I mean? I mean, maybe. I'm probably still gonna sweep this dungeon. It's just gonna take a while, but... Alright. Here's something really cool, though. Press elevator down, and door open, and there. And I do door close, and elevator up. Oh yeah, you're supposed to close the doors first, and then press elevator down. And then press doors open, and then you can go. Okay. Titan's Fall. I didn't actually know that this was called that. I've run this dungeon like once, so I haven't exactly paid attention to the names. Okay, so there's only one real threat in this entire dungeon. These guys are pretty easy to kill, especially with our gear now. They're not much of a threat. Okay, I don't know why these guys... Oh, right. It's because he tried spawning, piglin brutes, right, but then zombie piglins came in instead. Because, you know, that's how this game works as of 1.16. So yeah, some of the zombie pigmen just come in here instead, and it's, you can I think you can ignore them. I just don't want the spawns to stack. Okay, this is the dangerous part of this run. It's not even that dangerous. Okay, well, I mean, he's gonna go close up. I'm just gonna crit him out. It's actually, the second phase becomes a whole lot easier for the Wither, especially with my bow not having mending. It's really scary because I have to pay attention to how much durability my bow has. Make sure it doesn't go over. I need to make sure that I repair it at the anvil instead of just giving it XP bottles. Which means that I actually have to pay attention to durability. Unlike normal, when I can just like throw experience bottles on me. Yeah, you can get those for free, by the way. Not that it would actually matter that I'm saying that, but still, you can get them for free. So I don't actually have to go to specific areas and underground just to get experience bottles. I can just get stacks of it just by asking the wizard in the wizard tower. I was there before. All right. But that gives you 500 emeralds. So 2.5 times more than door closed. Yep. Well, how did I press door open? I'm stupid. Oh yeah, let's not actually. Yeah, sure, let's close. I think that if you press up, I don't actually think it does anything. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Okay. I think that's all I have to say about this in terms of what's been happening in the realm. Yeah, these were all events before they got turned into dungeons, by the way. At least I think. I think they were all events. Or, oh, actually, I don't know if I'd say that, because if they are, then that would be another event that I was in. Because the dungeon in the Nether, I actually showed up for when it opened. I was actually there to see it. Am I getting aggroed or help? Okay, they're aggroing me. Feels bad, but I don't really care. Yeah, so I've pretty much just been working on my base outside of events, and frankly, there aren't many events happening, so it's mostly just been base work. Lately, at least. I do really like how my base is turning out, even though, you know, it's mostly just getting blocks and then going up and then placing the blocks. It did take a while to decide on what the design was going to be. And you can notice if I go in here, the base isn't nearly done. The thing is, this is like the hallway between all of the bases. This isn't actually the base yet, and I am really nervous to actually get started on building the real base because it's gonna be so much more work. This already took a really long time to get done, and that's including help from the creative guy. I didn't ask for help; he just kind of helped me. I appreciate it, but it did confuse me when I was right near the end. I built something wrong, and I had to like do this really weird method to fix it. It worked. It was just really annoying. Oh yeah, also the way that you get up here is really scuffed. You need to have a trident that has a riptide just to get up here. I'm gonna build a better entrance eventually. I just don't know what I'm gonna do for it. Also, you need to phase through a block, so it relies on that, basically a glitch still working. So, I don't know if you can tell what I want to do with this. But what I want to do is I want to build like a circle, like a ring all around it. And all of these tubes connect to a different quarter of the ring. And all of the quarters would be like divided out. So you need to go through these little hallways to get to each quarter. Instead of just walking. Okay, I actually can't have him. Okay. I have all of the... Yeah. So you have to go through all of these hallways to get to each quarter, and each of the quarters would have different things inside of them. So one would probably just be a plain storage system, but one would probably be this really nice looking, like, grasslands pretty much, like an indoor plains biome. And then it'd have like a farm inside, so you know it's actually useful and it's not just for decoration. I want to make sure that every part of my base is at least somewhat useful in some way. Like all of this, all of the sea lanterns, which look nice, isn't just for decoration, but it's also for lighting. Because otherwise, this would look super dark in here. If you saw what my base head looks like before I put the sea lanterns in, you saw that a mob already spawned in here. It really sucks because this isn't spawn proofed. I need to spawn proof it, but I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna go about that. Okay, the reason, by the way, that I'm throwing out those super valuable nether stars is because I can literally just run a dungeon and kill the wither in a few seconds. Well, not a few seconds, probably half a minute to a minute. But that's way quicker than grinding out wither skulls to kill the wither. I actually used to think that you had to spawn the wither in the nether. That's like difficult if you've ever tried that in a survival world. But whatever, that's off point. Actually, I don't know what I was saying originally. Yeah, I'm really scared of building this circle that's gonna be around this, because it's gonna be like a circle, but it's gonna be a tube. So it's gonna be a circular tube. And the thing is, if you've ever built a circular tube in Minecraft, especially at a big scale, you'd know that it's really suckish. You need to be like really precise on where you put your blocks. And the thing is, unlike here where I just had 2 circles and I just expanded it out. Where I had 2 circles and I expanded it out, and then I just did it more optimally here than on my creative world. I only have an idea on what the circle is gonna look like on my creative world. I don't actually have any of it built except for like slices of it. And it's really strange, should I say, because the way that I'm thinking about doing it, at least, is building a circle, building like just a plain circle, no depth to it, and then adding a circle to each of the points on the circle. It's just gonna be like super straight. It's kind of strange, and it's kind of annoying because I've got to build like 30 circles around this thing that's huge. And I don't really like building circles. I mean, most of this base was just built because I had 2 circles already ready, and I had pretty much practiced building these circles to make sure that I was ready to build this on a survival world without screwing it up. So I'm not sure if I should just go ahead with trying to build this here, or if I should do the same thing and just practice it first. Problem with practicing it is it'd probably take like a solid few hours, maybe just a couple of hours of game time just to get the whole thing done. And I don't really want to practice that. I mean, I could just practice doing quarters at a time. I mean, if I did the whole thing, that would be practicing 4 times, because, you know, you're just building 4 different quarters, right? But it's just, it's gonna be complex. It's gonna be difficult. I'm gonna get it done eventually. I just don't know when eventually is. But until I get it done, we're just doing events. Okay, there was one of my friends brought up a good point. On our last realm, which I wasn't even... this account didn't even exist when the last realm was out. But when I was doing when we were doing the last realm, someone brought up a good point that he was saying that, like, the bases... We're actually doing base building now, right? Because in the last realm, it was just, like, starter bases. And then that was pretty much all we had for the entire realm. And he made a good point that all of the times that we could be working on our base, we spent working on, instead of working on bases, the guilds... how do I phrase that?
I'm notorious for this, so I'm collecting dishes because I'm doing a load of dishes. Like I said, you're notorious for this. I don't know if I can carry all these. Oh wow, this will fill up the dishwasher.
Well, anyways, okay. What was happening? What were we doing? That's unfortunate. I don't really have... Yeah. Whenever we could work on base building, the realm owner, the realm owner would add another mod, because that was like a hugely modded realm. This is totally unmodded. The last realm was hugely modded. We'd have a bunch of custom swords and a bunch of cool stuff that would be happening. I was literally away for a solid, like... Well, a solid event, right? Like an entire arc. This is the Crown arc. This has been going on pretty much from when the realm was first created to now. And that's like a few weeks. I was away from pretty much everyone else except for like going to visit their base for a few weeks. And I did have creative for those few weeks. So I could go visit them. But I wasn't actually interacting. I couldn't actually do very much stuff because I was pretty much on the opponent side. I was pretty much on the enemy side for that whole thing. It was funny because that whole story, because it wasn't scripted. It wasn't scripted because as much as it was roleplay, okay. As much as it was an RPG sort of thing, it was still totally choice based. Everyone was against the main guy, the main enemy, and I hadn't said a word at that point, right? Because it was like in the middle of a raid, and I just pop up and say, yeah, I take his side, and so then I got to be the enemy, and that was cool. God, that had interesting mods. I remember I was genuinely enjoying mining so much because there were like so many different ores to find. Diamond wasn't even the best, so I'd just be mining for so long, and then suddenly I'd come across diamonds, and it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. Cause I'd just be finding ores every like 10 blocks. Except some of the ores were like useless. Some of the ores were about on par with iron. They had like unique purposes. They weren't the same as iron, but like they weren't exactly better than iron except for like in certain circumstances. The best armor, firstly, it broke super quickly. Like in terms of durability, netherite like destroys it. But in terms of how good it is for protection, it was way better than diamonds. Like your survivability was way higher. You know, the mods were cool, the mods kind of made it... I'm not talking about it sounds like I'm talking about moderators now. No. The mods, even though they were cool, they kind of took away a lot of time that we could have had just playing survival. Like instead of base building, I would be, you know, like running an event or something, or even though there was base building, the base building was like working on an event instead of like, you know, base building. So it was actually really, really cool that we got to run an event. Even though it was just 3 of us, I think. Because there was one guy, he's pretty inactive, but he still took our side. So he was helping with the event, but at the same time, he wasn't really helping with the event. As one of the event creators, we got creative. Or, as the event creators, we got creative, except for the guy who's super inactive. I don't know why he didn't. I guess it's just because he didn't need it. Which makes complete sense. I'm just saying. We got creative. I don't know why he didn't. It's not like he can abuse it when he's offline half the time. But I don't care. He, like I said, he was offline half the time. God, I've started talking. Anyways, the point that I was trying to make was that, yeah, whenever we would have time to do base building and stuff, the realm owner would just add another mod. So yeah, but this is totally vanilla. This is all command blocks and stuff. Obviously, there aren't custom weapons. I think you're able to do custom weapons and stuff using command blocks in Bedrock Edition. I mean, I don't know why command blocks would be very different to Java Edition, but still. I'm pretty sure you can make custom weapons. They just have the same texture as, you know, the vanilla weapons, and they'd probably be somewhat restricted. I have no idea though. I mean, I think that a lot of Skyblock was I swear there's some fire here and I'm so confused. It's so weird. But anyways, I think a lot of Hypixel is made based or with just command blocks. But obviously with plugins, but still, it's not like they actually, you know what, never mind. But yeah, I'm not gonna make assumptions. I'm not on the dev team, but I think that a lot of Hypixel was made on command blocks, and if that includes Skyblock, then evidently you can make complex systems, complex weapons and stuff using command blocks. I'm not sure how you'd even go about doing that, but surely it's doable, somehow. I'd assume a lot of effective HP would just be like adding on armor. Oh god. Adding on like, I guess fake armor, if that makes sense, to increase defense. I swear, there's just like, talking about fake, there's just some fake fire here. Where the heck is that? Okay, I gotta find this out because I hate running through here and just getting set on fire. It's in midair? What? I mean, that would explain why it's not showing up, but why is it in midair? Can I just... They shouldn't even be setting... Or maybe it's not nighttime, never mind. Maybe it's not considered nighttime yet. Then it makes sense that they're getting set on fire, but that doesn't make sense. They were just getting set on fire for no reason. That's just stupid. Okay. So, frankly, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think the event is starting for, like, another few hours. So there are two things that I can do, and there's no one in chat, so I can't exactly ask. Well, I mean, I can check it. No one's in chat. Except for Owen, who was on 20 minutes ago. And I didn't see what he said. So, I mean, sucks. I don't know what I got wrong. Apparently I got something wrong. I don't know. I can look back when he said that, but I have no idea when he did. And this is like 40 minutes. Oh, I can just go back to like here. But I have no idea. I have no idea what I said, so I can just check the VOD later. But okay, so yeah, I can just check the VOD later. The event is probably not gonna happen for another while, so I have two things that I can do. I can either just stay on and just do whatever, I don't know, base building and stuff, running dungeons, just doing a bit of a grind. I don't know if I need more emeralds. I mean, terminals, obviously. I can get up to 3. But it adds 5,000 for every single one that you have. So the first one is 25,000 and the second one is 30,000. Okay, why are you aggroing me? Idiot. Dying fire. Okay. Yeah, so then the most expensive one is 35k. I can grind for more emeralds, or I can just like hop onto Java and play Skyblock or whatever until someone else gets on. Or I can end the stream, I can start it again later. I can probably just unlist this, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, I'm gonna start the stream later, and then once everyone's actually on, and then I can actually properly stream this. Because, frankly, there's nothing happening right now, and there probably won't be anything happening for another... Like I said, again, the event's probably not starting for another several hours. If you watch the VOD later and you're wanting to tune into it, yeah, it's probably gonna be happening in like 7 or 8. I'll start streaming. I'll start streaming whenever that happens. Until then, though, thanks, Experience Orb. Until then, I think that I'm kind of split. I could keep streaming, and it would be kind of convenient to keep streaming because then I wouldn't have to turn my stream off and on. But I don't know how long this event is, and I don't know how long this event is gonna be. It could turn out to just be like half an hour, and then that's kind of a short stream. But who knows? It is the finale, so it should be like an hour long. I mean, in the last round, like I was saying, some crazy stuff happened in the finale of my event. So who knows? This could be like an hour long event. Really interesting, but I mean, there are no mods, so it's hard to tell. I mean, we had like insanely huge and like insanely strong mobs. In here, the strongest mob is the Wither, which sounds strong, like, until you have full netherite, or I guess I don't have full netherite, but until you have like netherite armor and basically superpowers. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream. So it could just turn out to be like a regular raid. And a regular raid can be anywhere from, like, 5 minutes to an hour. I have no idea. I haven't been to any of these events before. Considering that it's the finale of an arc, you'd have to imagine that it's pretty long compared to the others, but I don't know how long the others were. I don't remember the others. I don't remember people talking about the others being super long. I remember people talking about the others being super fun. And I remember people talking about getting things, but I don't know how long they were. So even if I can know for sure this is longer, I don't know how long the others were to check. Okay, I've rambled and pretty much repeated myself 1,200 times now this stream. I'm maybe not gonna be... Oh, hey, someone joined.
Hi.
Hi.
Your stream is kinda late.
Yeah, I know. I was about to end it.
Alright.
Alright.
Anyone else even on the realm right now?
Yeah, Timmy. Potato Man. Well, anyways, you said wait no on my stream. What was that about?
I said, what? No. And I was like, I just said that because I was bored.
Oh, okay. No. Okay, then. Yeah, I'm gonna end my stream and I'm gonna go ahead and start it again when the actual event is happening, which is gonna be happening in a lot of hours, probably, given our scheduling of events. So yeah, I'm gonna press stop stream now. Bye.